Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. We're talking to the Assistant Bureau Chief at Library Development Services, Natalie Cole. Thank you again for being with us. We're going into our third segment, Natalie, and I still have questions.
All right.
And you're doing a great job answering them. So here's my next one, and just something I observed in looking at your questionnaire response. The website is libraryliteracy.org. Now, there's only one of those, libraryliteracy.org. Back in 84, 83, 84, 85, and a few years beyond that, California was taking a real lead in terms of being engaged in adult literacy instruction. And then this website address kind of is, to me, a symbol of that. I don't know that you get to travel a lot or talk to other library systems, state library systems, but do you hear much from other state library folks about what we're doing in California, what's been happening in California for the last 35 years? We tend to be innovative. I don't know if I'm patting us on the back too much, but you tell me, how are we in terms of a leader in initiatives coming from where your perspective in the state library?
That's a really good question. I think California is a leader in initiatives, and I think one of the ways that, obviously we were with the first statewide library literacy program, and going back a bit actually to Lunch at the Library, which, was first developed with a colleague at the California Summer Meal Coalition, Patrice Chamberlain, and the California Library Association. Again, that was one of the first statewide public library summer meal programs. And so the idea of rolling something out in a big way so we were one of the leaders in that, too, which is great. And I think this applies a little bit to the lunch program and definitely to literacy, too. One of the ways that I think we are still a leader is just the way we present the literacy program. The real focus in library literacy on the one-to-one tutoring model, which I think is a key to its success, where learners are connected with a tutor. And then not only that, but the tutoring is tailored to the learner's goals, and we have a planning and evaluation framework that we call roles and goals, so that when a person comes into a literacy program in a California library, they talk about the goals that they want to achieve, and those goals are divided into their different roles in life, whether that's their role as a worker or as a lifelong learner or as a community member or as a family member. And so we have a lot of goals, whether that goal is to read their first book, whether it's to find a job or find a better job, or to read a medicine label, or any goal that a learner wants to achieve. The goals are set by the learner with their tutor, and then all the tutoring and the learning that takes place is in pursuit of the goal. And so it's a very individualized program. And so, I think having this framework that's based around the goals that learners want to achieve, that's very individualized, I think actually that's something where we're still a real leader in the field. And I can tell you that, of all the learners who set a goal last year, 82% of the learners who set at least one goal for themselves achieved that goal last year. So, 78% of people successfully read a book, or 91% got a library card, and I think that by structuring the learning around a person's individual goal, it helps you stay really motivated, and it makes the learning very real. and very tangible, I
Th-
think.
Those,
So,
and those are very exciting outcomes. You know, I already had as my list of one in my list of questions how much has the need to collect measured outcomes challenge you and other program coordinators, because it's quite a thing. It's really important. But what I'm hearing from you, that roles and goals has taken. It's been accepted. It's living outcomes really, and those goals that people reach, those are precious. They're important and powerful and confidence building for the learners. The question I want to ask actually right now, how do you go about getting that information out, not just to back to the funders at the state level, but also to the general public through your program coordinators, because people need to know just how impactful your library literacy services are to all of these communities in California.
yeah, absolutely. And so that's an area, as you say, at the State Library. We do provide the information to the legislature, and we put the information on our website, and we are starting to try to do a better job of getting the story out about how impactful and important these programs are, and that they are having an impact and they are having positive outcomes, and as well as supporting the literacy coordinators in all the programs in telling their stories. Because, I think, as we both know, Jose, there are so many positive and great stories to tell about library literacy programs.
Right.
And having this outcomes data along with the, other anecdotes and stories and putting together the volume of people that take part in the library literacy programs, then, you put that all together and you have a really impactful story. So we do support our coordinators in getting their stories out there, and it's something that we're always trying to do a better job with.
Well, I would like access to some of these stories, so I'll check back with you on that. Just to report on behalf of California Library Literacy Services what's happening. I think it's important. I hand wrote a question here, and so it's kind of related to what we're talking about. Do we need to be louder? And the literacy is one of those things that we always need. It's not the flavor of the month, and sometimes I feel like we kind of fall into that as a society. But this cause, the work that you do in this area, continues to be of great importance. And we believe that as advocates that this deserves a greater attention, greater support. Are we in a position where we can make more noise, beautiful noise, about the work that's happening? Are we falling short in that area?
I think we can always do more to raise awareness of the work that's happening. I think that applies to libraries as literacy programs as much as to libraries themselves, really. I think, a lot of people don't know everything that libraries do, or they may have one particular view of libraries. It's a place where you can borrow a book, and if you don't want a book, you don't necessarily go there, and they don't know about, all the activities and the things that are taking place, whether now it's online or whether it's in person. There's actually a huge movement right now around fitness and health and activities relating to libraries, and libraries doing a lot of health-related work, and people don't necessarily always associate that with the library. And I think similarly with literacy, unless you're part of that world, you don't necessarily know about the great outcomes and the opportunity that's there in the library, not just the results, but the opportunity it provides for so many, the library is so many different things to so many different people, and the literacy program is a microcosm of that. So I think, we can always do a better job of raising awareness of everything that we're doing, because we're doing a lot, and it's important for people to know that.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. So statewide, and then just per community. We do ask a lot of the library literacy program coordinators. I'm afraid to ask this question because I think it calls for a long answer. So if I cut you off,
that's okay.
Okay. So what do you look for in the ideal coordinator of a library-based literacy program?
I think it's somebody who has the kind of skills that you can connect with people, you can make people feel welcome, you're invested, you're in your own professional development, you're always, ready to learn, you want to learn new things yourself, you welcome people to the program, and you can go out there and you can make partnerships. I think that's such a huge part of the program is and with Work Libraries Do overall, we work with other agencies in the community, and we're all about partnerships. And that's what you need, is somebody who can make those partnerships, who can tell the stories, and who believes in the work. And that, I think, is really important too.
So
someone who wants to collect the data, right?
Right. No, it's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, it's more as a part of library outreach, and I'm recollecting. I'll take us into the break here, Natalie, and then we'll do the fourth segment. But I'm recollecting research that was done by a firm for library-based literacy programs in California, and they came up with certain conclusions based upon feedback from adult literacy students. And the thing that I remember more than anything else, their impression of the people in your libraries that are running literacy programs, and you would think this would be a given, but it's not in every segment. These people who run these programs are nice, and it comes across across the board. Nice people, and it's important, of course. And then what you've said about outreach and partnering are also a big part of the success that we've been seeing. Anyway, we're going to come back to our last segment with Natalie Cole. She's the Assistant Bureau Chief of Library Development Services under the California State Library. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide and internet talk.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 More Hours. That's 866-734-6877.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world where children don't play, or dream, or imagine?
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children, because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You're listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. We're in our fourth and final segment with the Assistant Bureau Chief at Library Development Services under the California State Library, Natalie Cole. And Natalie, we left off with me saying that your literacy program coordinators in the libraries are nice people. Would you agree to that?
Most definitely.
You better.
They are nice, but yeah, right. But they're passionate people, right?
Yes.
And they are invested, and they are hardworking, and I think all that contributes to creating such great programs.
Yep, very much, very important. Every learner contact is important. Which brings me to the next question. Because if you go back in time, for me, it was adult literacy services being provided to individuals who were already English speaking and just needed some help in improving their reading skills. When I left back in 1988, that's when Family Literacy Services was kicking off. What are the different service populations that are being that are benefiting from library literacy services? Is there still an emphasis, for example, on English-speaking adults when you look at the adult population?
Yeah, there is still the same emphasis, Jose. So we have the emphasis that the English-speaking adults, as you mentioned before, and we also now, as you say, we had Families for Literacy for a long time, and then for a while it didn't have its own funding stream. But just a couple of years ago, we were very fortunate to have additional funds from the state legislature to focus on family literacy, and so now we've been able to bring that back in strength. And so we do have a family literacy services program alongside the adult literacy services, and that program serves adults who are enrolled in the adult literacy services program and their families, and also families that include an adult who would be eligible for a library literacy program, but maybe has chosen not to enroll yet. So any adults with low literacy skills and their families, we serve them too. It's a broader group of people.
Very good. And I just want to explain to our listeners the rationale for literacy services for English-speaking adults, because we do have the ABE ESL system. We do have the California Department of Adult Basic, and I'm getting this all wrong, but anyway, there's the State Department of Education and the Adult Division, and a whole lot in the way of resources for individuals who are learning English. And so the thinking was back in the mid-1980s that we needed to have something for adults who are English-speaking. What we have found, I think continue to find with this service population, are individuals who are not as likely to come out and ask for help. Or as Carrie Scott said from the Carlsbad Library, how are you supposed to help people who don't want to be found? How have you been able at the State Library, at Library Literacy Services, been able to respond to that challenge? Is there anything new coming down? Because I know it's a tough one.
It is a tough one. I do want to say that even though the CLLS program doesn't focus on ESL, obviously libraries offer a lot of ESL services and conversation groups. And often if a person comes to the literacy program and is more suited to an ESL program, they'll be, transferred there, and they will be, have a warm introduction made, and then people may move back into literacy. So it's a very fluid situation. So, but you're right. I mean, the program does serve people who often haven't, had the greatest experience experience in a classroom environment, or perhaps, may struggle asking for help. And so I think that's what gets back to, what you said about what do you look for in a coordinator, and it is somebody who can reach out and create those partnerships in the community so that the people who could benefit most from the literacy services are connected with them, and that they know they're there, and they feel welcome, and they feel, able to access the services. And I think making sure that, everyone in the community knows about the service and knows it's there and knows it's available, that's really important. So that's an area we do training in. We do, continued training. And, as you say, if I was looking for a coordinator, I want somebody who would be able to do that.
Very good. Now, I've been dying to ask you this question, and we're down to our, time is flying by. We're down to our last 4 minutes. What's on your wish list for California Library Literacy Services?
Well, it's probably the same thing that's on everybody's wish list, right? That we can safely reopen the buildings, that we can move beyond the current public health emergency that we're in, and that we can all come together in person. And, that it is a strong component of what we do. We're seeing programs doing a magnificent job taking the services online. We see tutoring, using online services, using phones. We have programs delivering books and materials to people's houses, people coming to the library to pick up items. But on the wish list has to be for everybody to be able to get back in person again and be able to really do what we do best, which is the one-to-one tutoring, the in-person connections, and the relationships that are developed there. I think it is a testament to how strong those relationships are, where we see learners and tutors continuing to work together despite everything that's happening now, and people figuring out, ways to continue to support their learners and their tutors during this time. But on the wish list is everybody coming back together so that we can continue getting those great outcomes and continue helping people.
Very good. And how many library systems in California are running literacy programs? I know we're in the 100s. Is it 100?
It's 104 right now. We have 186 library jurisdictions, and 104 are part of CLLS.
Right, and that's not 100 libraries. That's 100 library systems. And so that's
100 library systems.
Right.
It's probably between 800 and 900 libraries.
Yeah, that's a lot of libraries and a lot of services. So
900 library outlets.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, that's a new number for me. I'm going to hold on to that. You were winding down, but just quickly, you had Ruth Colvin, who's the mother of Literacy Volunteers of America, speak to the program coordinators not that long ago. What was that like to meet her and have her in your network of program coordinators?
Oh, it was just wonderful. She is an inspiration. 103 years old and still going strong. And she came and spoke to us. We could ask questions. The conversation was so lively, and everybody so appreciated hearing from her. And the feedback we got was amazing. She was an inspiration to everybody.
She still plays golf and she still swims. And
she does. She came and spoke to us after a round of golf, which was amazing.
Yep. And she's promoting her new book, which I have to get a copy of. But we a lot of us come from just that whole that leadership from folks like Ruth Colvin, Frank Laubach, Gary Strong, who's a Facebook friend of mine, by the way. And so if you're looking for Gary Strong, he's still out there and enjoying life. But a lot has happened since California Library Literacy Services, the California Literacy Campaign was launched back in 1983-84. Natalie, just about 20 seconds. Any last words from you?
No, I think you mentioned Gary Strong. We're grateful to have a state librarian in Greg Lucas who supports literacy and support from the legislature. So we're just very grateful to have the programs recognized and supported. And, like I said, can't wait to get back to business as usual and producing all those great outcomes. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for having us. And that was Natalie Cole. We're signing off now from the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.